Good morning. My name is Brittany Fukushima, and my pronouns are she and her. I am honored to serve our congregation today as worship associate. If you are here for the first time, thank you for joining us. We look forward to getting to know you. We invite everyone to join us after the service for our in-person coffee hour immediately following the service. Our congregation is a lively community with many opportunities to participate. So please watch the slides before the service and check out your bulletin and the e-blast for ways to participate in the life of this congregation. During our service, there is a time for sharing the joys and sorrows of our lives with one another. Cards for sharing your joy or sorrow are on the table by the entrance to the sanctuary, and we ask that you pick them up and fill them out prior to that section of our service. Rooted in the values of Unitarian Universalism, we covenant to be a congregation where people of all generations find meaning and purpose. We strive to be a congregation that champions justice by actively working to dismantle oppression, uplift marginalized voices, and build diverse, multicultural communities of fairness and belonging. We are so glad that you are with us today, and we hope that you find this service inspiring and meaningful. That was really beautiful. A lit chalice is the symbol of our faith as Unitarian Universalists, a flame first lit to guide refugees to safety, now passed from hand to hand in hope and defiance. I would now like to invite Patrick to come up and light our chalice. And as we light our chalice in the sanctuary, I invite those on Zoom to light a chalice or a candle and to type your location in the chat. Our chalice lighting and opening words are by Liz Weber. Spirit of life, help us to be present with all that is our life, both our deepest sorrows and our greatest joys, so that we can truly live. engaging fully in our own life and in our community. Spirit of community, help us to know how linked we are, how each one of our cares touches us all. Help us to ask for support when we are in need and to offer support when we are able, so that we may rest in the solace of one another's love. Spirit of love, help us to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, so that we might fully embody love and resist hatred. Spirit of resistance, help us to stick up for what is right, even when we are tired or afraid. Help us to dream of the world as it should be, and to act to bring that world about. Help us to find hope each day. Spirit of hope, help us through this day and each day. Help us to be present for all that is our life. For this we pray, amen, and blessed be.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we join together in singing verses 1 through 3 of hymn 325, Love Makes a Bridge. Love makes a bridge from heart to heart and hand to hand. Love finds a way when laws are blind and freedom banned. Love breaks the walls of language, gender, class, and age. Love gives us wings to slip the bars of every cage. Love lifts the hopes that force and fear have beaten down. Love breaks the chains and gives us strength to stand our ground.
Would you please now join me in saying our covenant, which is on the screen and in your bulletin? Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. And now let us say our covenant in Spanish. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es su ley, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad en el amor, y ayudarnos unos a otros. Este es nuestro pacto. Please be seated.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. I'm joining up here as a member of your ministerial search committee today to give a few updates to keep you informed. Our team had an all-day, most of the day, retreat yesterday here in the cottage with a UUA facilitator, and she was on Zoom. It went really well. We were all there. Afterwards, we all mentioned that it went well. We felt good about it. And the purpose was just to continue to deepen our connections with each other and our understanding of the search process. And I think that was a success. Listening sessions. The first MSC listening session is coming up on Tuesday, and that one's on Zoom at 7 p.m. on Zoom. If you are signed up for that listening session, you will receive an email in advance with the Zoom link to attend the session. Ryan and Melissa will be your facilitators for the evening. Two of the 9 listening sessions are full, September 14th and September 21. They are full. We have 51 signups. It's 47% of the open slots. So we are encouraging others to sign up. There's space, so please do. The guiding questions for the sessions are, what do you appreciate and value about our congregation? Where do we struggle or fall short? What qualities and skills are most important to you in a minister? If you have feedback that you'd like to share outside of these sessions, please contact us at our email address, msc@uui.org, and participate in our survey or the focus group sessions that will be coming up in October. There are several different ways you can sign up for a listening session. Carla and Susan will be in the social hall at our MSC table after the service, and they can help get you signed up. You can also scan the QR codes on the purple flyers that you see around the social hall, and the information is also in the e-blast. Lastly, there is a workshop coming up on September 13th, 10 a.m. on Zoom. It's called Breaking Barriers and Building Beliefs. It's facilitated by the UUA. The board and the search committee are expected to attend, but the congregation is invited and encouraged to attend also. The purpose of this workshop is to help our congregation recognize and reduce bias in the search process so we can choose the best candidate in an inclusive and values-aligned way. So we hope to see you there again September 13th at 10 a.m. on Zoom. And the Zoom link will be in the next e-blast. Thank you.
Thank you, Ministerial Search Committee. It's so exciting to hear the updates that will be coming and that are already happening in the search for a new minister. That's wonderful. Thank you. Now let us enter into a time in the service where we share the joys and sorrows of our lives with one another so that we might hold them together in community. As the music plays, in just a minute, I invite folks in the sanctuary to come up and drop a stone in the bowl. If something is on your heart today, you can use both sides of the table. And if you've written your joy or sorrow on a card, please leave it in the basket on the table and we will read it out loud. Please note that cards are by the entrance to the sanctuary for easy pickup when you come in. For those of you who are on Zoom, we invite you to use the chat feature. Please put in all caps either joy or sorrow, plus your name and pronouns at the beginning of what you are sharing if you would like me to read it out loud here in the sanctuary. You can also symbolically drop a stone into the bowl by typing drops stone or just DS into the chat. Let us share the joys and sorrows of our lives with one another. These are the joys and sorrows shared today. Don shares the joy that his daughter Frida has moved to Bloomington, Indiana, so he will get a chance to see her more often. Gobi shares the joy that he is grateful for Labor Day because no school for 2 days. Gary and Helene share a sorrow, the loss of Judy Archer's son-in-law and a husband of their daughter, Heather, must have just passed. Thank you. And John shares a joy being part of music on the porch at his brother's house. Thank you for sharing your joys and sorrows in this gathered community. Let us pause now for a moment of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life and love, we are so grateful to be together in this community, in this congregation this morning and other times. As we gather, we have so much on our hearts and minds. The loss of those dear to us, the loss of friends, we pray for our leaders, that they may have wisdom and compassion. And we celebrate too. We celebrate breaks and chances to be outside in this lovely weather. We know that there is so much that remains unspoken, both joys and sorrows, fears and celebrations. With gratitude and with hope and with comfort, may we all be blessed. Blessed be, and amen.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
I would like to invite anyone who'd like to get a better look at the screen to please come on forward. You can sit up here if you would like. We are going to have a story today read by Miss Liz in Philadelphia, and the book you're going to hear is called City's Bird, a Gaza story, and it's written and illustrated by Malak Matar. This book was written about a time period in 2014, 11 years ago, when there was violence happening in Gaza, similar to the violence that's happening today, except back in 2014, the violence only lasted 50 days. And now it has been going on for almost 2 years. But we'll talk more about that after the story. This is an all-ages service, so the kids are with us the whole time, and so we won't be singing them out. We'll be talking about the book after the service, after the book. All right, let's play.
We're going to read City's Bird, a Gaza story. This is written and illustrated by Malak Matar. Siti's Bird, a Gaza Story by Malak Matar. Malak is a young girl with a big imagination. She lives with her mama and baba in Gaza, in Palestine. Although the city is under siege, Malak goes to school, visits her friends, and has fun days out with her family. Gaza has a beautiful sea with colorful fish. Malak watches them from the boat every time her family goes fishing. To Malak, the swirling fish look like a painting come to life. On Fridays, Malak and her family go to her grandmother's house. She loves visiting Siti and eating makluba, a delicious Palestinian dish. Siti's makluba is the best. Yum. Malak loves to help feed Siti's bird. Siti, are we in a cage too? Asks Malak as the sharp little beak pecks a seed from her hand. Siti smiles sadly and says, Habibti, you can fly in your dreams. Siti gives Malak a bag of sweets to take home. As they walk back to their house, Malak nibbles on a piece of candy and thinks about what Siti said. The next morning, Malak's teacher, Miss Amal, reads a story to the class. Malak plays with her friends in the schoolyard and she shares her sweets with them. Yum. Suddenly, there's a loud and frightening noise and the whole building shakes. An explosion. Miss Amal tells all the students to go home quickly. How scary must it be to be a child experiencing this? Malak runs through the familiar streets of her neighborhood. When she reaches home, Mama and Baba hug her tightly. Don't worry, Habibti, they tell her. Everything will be okay. But how can it be okay when the whole city is shaking around them? For 50 days, Malak and her parents cannot leave their house. The explosions happen almost every day. Malak's whole body feels knotted with worry. One day, she opens her school backpack and she discovers some paint and brushes that she'd forgotten about. She finds herself painting what is in her mind, her family and friends, a bird flying. She paints all day and it makes her feel better. While Malak is painting, a bird comes and sits on her windowsill. It's Siti's bird. Malak is so happy to see her. She feels like the cage inside of her has been opened. She calls to Mama and Baba, come and see. Malak's mama telephones Siti. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Siti is crying. My home is destroyed. I lost everything. I even lost my bird. Malak says, Siti, your bird is alive. She just came to visit me. Malak holds tightly to Mama and Baba's hands as they walk between the ruined buildings on their way to Siti's house. The city is strangely quiet now. Malak wonders if even the fish in the sea are hiding. Finally, it's safe to go back to school. Malak is relieved to see that her friends and Miss Amal are safe. She shows them the paintings she made. These are beautiful, Malak, says Miss Amal. Let's have an exhibit at our school so everyone can see them. Malak dreams of being an artist someday, but showing everyone her paintings is different than just showing her friends. She feels excited, but also nervous. On the day of the exhibit, Malak wears her favorite dress and flower crown. The bold, bright colors make her feel confident again. Malak and Miss Amal cut the red ribbon in front of the exhibit. All the students, families, and teachers go inside to see the artwork. Malak has painted her family and people wearing Palestinian thobes. She has painted Siti's bird flying free above her cage and the sea filled with colorful fish. All around the room, people are smiling. Maybe Malak has reminded them of the things they love about Gaza too. Later that year, Malak gets a letter inviting her to an international art exhibit with her parents. She can hardly believe it. Her dream is coming true. Baba makes some phone calls, but it is impossible to leave Gaza. The city is closed and the border crossings are shut, he says. I'm sorry, Habibti. How disappointing must this be to learn that you can't leave your home and go and travel with your art. You're stuck there. Malak goes to bed with tears in her eyes. Her dream won't come true after all. Oh, poor Malak. That night, Malak dreams Siti's bird flies her all around the world to share her paintings and tell her story. The next morning, Malak wakes up and watches the birds from her window. She's still sad to miss the exhibit, but she smiles as she remembers her dream. Someday, her art will be like Siti's bird and help her to fly around the world and always back home again to Gaza. The end. And friends, I think it's so wonderful that the Malak in the story is Malak, the author, and her art has traveled around the world, into this book, into our library, and into our hands for this video. I hope you enjoyed this amazing story about a courageous young artist living in Gaza. And I hope that this book can help start some conversations with you and with others about Palestine, about Gaza, and about our shared humanity. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon for more great books.
What a powerful story. The illustrations and words remind us of the everyday life, creativity, and resilience of Gaza's children. But as we sit with the story, we also need to hold the truth of what is happening now. In 2014, the bombing of Gaza lasted 50 days, and this time it has gone on for nearly 2 years. Children are no longer in school. There are no schools. Museums are closed. Nearly half of the population of Gaza is under 18. Sit with that for a minute. And just days ago, multiple international agencies confirmed something that should shake us all. Gaza is officially experiencing a famine. Now, famine isn't just hunger. Hunger can be temporary. Famine means widespread, life-threatening lack of food, when entire populations face extreme malnutrition and mass death, especially among children. It is the gravest level of food crisis, and it is now officially happening in Gaza. For 22 months, the Israeli military has bombed and attacked the people of Gaza, killing nearly 60,000, with thousands more missing under the rubble. For the last 5 months, food and supplies have been blocked, with aid only distributed at militarized sites, where, since May, over 2,000 people have been killed trying to get food and aid. Over 2 million people, many of whom are children, are being starved deliberately with the full support of the United States government. Here in Indiana, our tax dollars are entangled in this violence. Indiana's state treasurer, Daniel Elliott, has invested $110 million of state money into Israel bonds. That means our state has loaned nearly $110 million directly to the government carrying out this campaign of bombing and starvation. At the same time, shipments of therapeutic food packets, which are specialized nutrition used to treat severely malnourished children, these therapeutic food packets are sitting at the Rafah crossing waiting for permission to enter. Senator Todd Young has the power to press for their release. So the question for us becomes, what can we do here in this place that makes a material difference? And the answer is actually quite a bit. We can follow the money. We can refuse to be complicit. We can lift our voices. We can boycott companies that are sending money and aid to help perpetrate this violence. But we can also exert pressure here at home. Jewish Voices for Peace Indiana has launched a rolling fast to bear public witness and to call for collaborative action. One of the ways we can participate and one of the most impactful actions we can take is to write postcards and letters to those with the power to act. When hundreds of people write, decision makers cannot ignore the growing moral demand for justice. So that's what we're going to do today on this fifth Sunday. We often on fifth Sundays take the opportunity to do something, to engage in social justice together. And so that's what we're going to do today. There are 4 tables with the exact same things on them. It doesn't matter which table you go to. And you will find postcards and letters that are all prepared. You can take a pre-addressed postcard and write your own message to Senator Todd Young or to Daniel Elliott. You can color the back of the card with a message already on it. There are crayons and coloring utensils on each table. And if you would like to say more, there are lined sheets and envelopes to write a longer letter. There are also sample text of what you could put on the postcards. We will collect all of these postcards unless you want to mail it yourself. We've got some postcard stamps. And for those of you who are online, a link in the chat will take you to the Indiana Fast for Gaza website. And there you can click on the link that says Take Action, and you can send 2 urgent messages, one to Senator Todd Young to let food into Gaza, and one to Treasurer Daniel Elliott to divest from Israel bonds. We're going to take about 10 minutes for this work. And as I said, we will collect the postcards and letters. When you hear the singing bowl, we're going to regather for a time of reflection and meditation on what we have done together. So please grab some chairs if you would like to sit. We can mess the sanctuary up as much as we need to. It's okay. And let's fill out some postcards and letters to those who have power to act. Matt has very helpfully placed a basket up here at the front that you can drop your completed postcards into. So please put any completed postcards right here into this basket. Very convenient. Thank you for the care and courage that you put into this work today. Every postcard, every letter, every word that you've written adds to a larger chorus of voices demanding justice and compassion for the children of Gaza. This is how change happens, ordinary people choosing not to be silent, but instead choosing to act. If you want to learn more about this campaign, I encourage you to visit the website for Jewish Voices for Peace Indiana. They are calling for divestment and for action, and they've also organized a rolling fast as a form of public witness. You can even sign up to take part in the fast for a day. I'll put a link in our church Slack channel where you can find more information and take the next step if you feel called to do so. For now, let us breathe together. Let's settle into a time of reflection and meditation, holding the people of Gaza in our hearts and also holding the power of our own voices and actions. In our social justice work, we move through a rhythm. We learn, we act, and then we reflect. We began this morning with a story that taught us about the everyday lives and resilience of Gaza's children, and a story that reminded us of our shared humanity. We learned more about the situation in Gaza today and the acts of inhumanity and injustice being perpetrated there. And then we took action. Together we lifted our voices on postcards and letters. Together we named what is happening and asked those with the power to do so to act. It may have felt small, but it's not. This is what faith and action sometimes look like, choosing to step off the sidelines and add your voice to a rising chorus of justice. And now let us breathe together. Feel the weight of the pen or pencil or marker or crayon that was in your hand. Feel the words that you chose and the care that you took. How did it feel to know that all around this room others were writing and drawing and coloring? And beyond this room, thousands more are fasting, praying, and demanding change. Take a moment to notice what stirs in you. How do you feel grief, anger, sorrow for the suffering in Gaza? Where do you feel it in your body? How and where in your body do you feel the power of solidarity, knowing that even from here in Indiana, you are connected to the struggle for life and dignity? Do you feel called to keep going, to learn more, to act again? If so, make one promise to yourself of one action you will take when you leave today. Whatever is stirring, let it be a prayer not only of words, but of commitment, a prayer that says we will not turn away, we will keep learning, acting, and reflecting, because our faith tells us that all lives are bound together. We are interdependent. Let us sit now together in silence as we listen for what is next. Blessed be. Amen.
Every month, UUI gives half of the Sunday collection to a cause chosen by our Social Justice Committee. This month's Share the Plate goes to the Transforming Hearts Collective. Last year, many UUI members took the course Trans Inclusion in Congregations from the Transforming Hearts Collective, which deepened our understanding of gender identity and true inclusion. This summer, we're offering a follow-up course called Responding to the Anti-Trans Movement. It's a free 3-session program that helps participants understand gender diversity and respond to political attacks on trans people. This month's Share the Plate supports the Transforming Hearts Collective, whose work empowers trans and non-binary people and equips communities like ours to show up with courage and compassion. One way to give is to use your smartphone and text the donation amount along with the word SHARE to the number in your bulletin or in the Zoom chat. You can also give at uui.org. And here in the sanctuary, ushers will come around with collection baskets. We now welcome your offering with gratitude. May it be given with a spirit of generosity and joy. Thank you for your generosity. Our closing words today are from the New Living Translation Bible, Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do good, seek justice, help the oppressed, defend the cause of orphans, and fight for the rights of widows. May it be so.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we join together in singing hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning.
Please join me in our chalice extinguishing words, which are on the screen and printed in your order of service. Now we extinguish the flame of our chalice, but not the light of understanding, the warmth of compassion, or the fire of commitment. Let us keep those with us until we meet again. Go in peace.